Hello and welcome back. Today we are looking at Silva and Aegis Prime. This is to be counted as a standalone video, separate from the Silva and Aegis video I had previously done, because this one is the Prime variant. It's got a few extra stats. Although the build in general is very similar, it's also got a different key element to it. Now, Silva and Aegis is one of the new Prime weapons that has been released, along with Oberon Prime and Silva Prime, which videos are to follow. But this weapon as a whole is stupidly good. So, I would actually say it's probably in the running of being one of the best melee weapons in the game at the moment. Definitely the best elemental melee weapon. It's a shame for me personally that it looks terrible. I played Diablo 3 a lot, and every time I look at this so-called mace, all I see is a frigging wand. So I'm beating things together going, Wingardium Leviosa! Wingardium Leviosa! That's just me. Anyway, hashtag anyway, apparently. This weapon is actually really good. Blocking grants up to a 90% block, as some tests have shown. It's estimated to be about 90%, and you can go to stupidly high levels with it in general. As you block, you build up a counter, which is shown up in the top right. It goes up to 4 stacks, and doing this increases your critical and status chance 15% per stack. That is up to a total of 60%. Now, this weapon does pack one hell of a punch. It's got a 25% status chance, a 15% critical chance, a 2 times critical multiplier, and it has a base damage of 120. As opposed to the normal Silva and Aegis 35 damage, 20% status chance, a 1.5 critical multiplier, and a 5% critical chance. So this is honestly a serious upgrade. Now, it does require 3 parts to get in order to actually make this. You need the blade, the guard, and the handle. Now, although it is new, the best places to actually get these is you've got an Axie C2, which drops the blade. It's an uncommon. I would recommend Heracon. A Neo S6 and a Neo V5. Now, again, I would say mid-range excavations. There are quite a few of those, so it's up to you what ones you actually wish to do. But this thing does kick out a lot, so I really do recommend you actually get it. But there are a few downsides to it. It attacks a bit slower than the normal Silva and Aegis. It's got a 0.75 attack speed rather than the 1. But to be fair, there are a lot of extra perks. Ground finishers are guaranteed to proc. The slam attack is an AoE knockback. Adding in the fact that it's got a 90% damage mitigation. If you use that on Sarin like I am using her 3rd ability, that also mitigates a bit of extra damage for you. It's seriously, I kind of want to say overpowered, but we can't say that too loud because DE would nerf the crap out of it. It does have a very wide swing. It's actually capable of hitting a few things behind you. It can also be equipped with the exclusive mod for Silva and Aegis, Avenging Truth. Again though, because it's a sword and shield, the biggest drawback is the fact that it's got fuck all range, and that range is not worth putting primed reach onto because you're still going to hit fuck all. Now, it does scale really well as the build that I'm using. This is 2 corrupted heavy gunners and 2 corrupted bombards and good night sweet prince. They don't particularly last too long, however at this level I do wish to point out that 90% damage mitigation, unless you still are quite a tanky frame, that's not going to do much for you anyway. As well as the fact that you do need to be blocking, as in stood there taking the damage, blocking. You can't actually sort of attack with it. Anyway, the build I am using in case you can't tell, is another hybrid build. Shock horror, right? Right, we have Virulent Scourge, Voltaic Strike, Weeping Wounds, Drifting Contact, Condition Overload, Blood Rush, Prime Fury, and Prime Pressure Point. I find this does work really well and scales really well to the enemy. Anyway, that's me. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon. Kinky, kinky.